You may cringe when you hear the word twerk or roll your eyes when you see yet another celebrity selfie. But get used to the words. They are just a few that have been embraced by the English language this year. Away with Words co-host Grant Barrett is here to tell us what words are on his 2013 New York Times list. Let's start local, Grant. I suspect because of the Bob Filner sexual harassment scandal this summer that San Diego has generated a few words or phrases of its own, right?
Yeah, most of them have Filner's name in them. Filner headlock. This is the stance that he took when he was touching women inappropriately, or Filner dance, the kind of movement that you do to get away from those advances. But I think my favorite is one that I first heard from LaDonna Harvey on AM 600 Kogo, which is describing the therapy that former Mayor Filner went under. Which was Ass Grab Rehab. Have you heard this? He supposedly was supposed to cure him of his problems. I
have heard that. Yes. So let's talk about how words make their way onto the list. Is there a standard? Do people meet? How does this happen?
Well, my list is just me, but I use the standards that my lexicographer colleagues and my linguistic colleagues and the dictionary companies use, which is it needs to show some currency, that is, people are actually using it. Can't be completely the product of one person. It's got to have a flavor of the zeitgeist. So you've got to feel like this represents the times that we're living in, something that happened this year.
So let's get to some of the words on your list. Walk me through them.
Well, I think my favorite one of all is Bat Kid. Remember, this is the little boy who was given a wonderful day in San Francisco where he got to pretend to be Batman. The Make-A-Wish Foundation set something up, and then basically all of San Francisco joined in. So this little boy got to zoom around in Batman's car. He got to dress up like Batman. He saved a woman from the Riddler and the Joker, and got the key from the key to the city from the mayor. It was amazing, and a lot of people's hearts basically exploded when they saw this little guy, and I think he deserves to be included.
It really captured a lot of people's imaginations. What about Selfie? Tell me about that.
Well, Selfie's kind of different. I chose Selfie not just because it's widely used, and it is. I had it on my list as early as February, but because it represents kind of a narcissism of the ages. We are now able to manifest our inward-looking feelings in a really physical and obvious way that we share with other people. Now, I think that humans have always been narcissistic. We are primarily concerned with ourselves, but now we can see the evidence of that, and it's showing up in the selfie.
And what about Sharknado? Tell me about that.
Sharknado was a terrible great B movie that involved sharks in a tornado. I mean, what more need to be said?
So
I included the word because it represents pop culture, this tempestuous infatuation that we have with the bad as the good. Something so terrible can be so enjoyed. And lots and lots of people were talking about it. Now, it might not have a lot of lasting power, but I think it definitely represents 2013.
And another topic that's been in the news a lot lately have been these e-cigarettes, which have generated a word called vape. Tell me about that.
To vape is to smoke an e-cigarette. These are basically water vapor delivering nicotine in a physical, you got a cigarette-shaped object. You can go to vaping lounges now where you can buy the product, or you can actually smoke with other people. You can have different flavored e-cigarettes as well. So to vape is to smoke an e-cigarette. You're not actually smoking anymore, you're vaping.
So tell me about these words. How widely used are they? And is it generational? I mean, is it mostly people in their 20s and 30s who are using these words, or is it people in their 60s, 70s?
New words tend to be acquired and created by younger folks, but we all do it every day. So these words, by putting them on this 2013 Words of the Year list, I'm kind of making a gamble that they're going to last at least a little bit longer. Some of them, like vape, probably belong to people who are younger. Bat Kid, I think, was a widespread term. Lots of people used it. This kid, as long as he's alive, for his whole life, will be Bat Kid to everyone. And there's universality about that. Some of the really boring ones probably are going to last longer than the creative ones, but they'll last.
Are there ever any words that you think, oh, you just personally repelled by and you don't want them to be on the list?
I don't have my kill list. It's not here. I don't have any of those to share.
Okay, and where can we find the list?
We are going to put it on the KPBS website. The link to the New York Times version, which is only a partial version of my complete list, which you can also find at the radio show website at waywardradio.org.
Okay, and we're going to wrap it up there. Grant Barrett, thank you so much for coming on the program.